From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is Real Talk, No Strings Attached. The podcast brought to you by the youth of Indianapolis, using this platform and their voice to touch on vital topics they believe impact their communities. Here's the Real Talk team for some real talk, no strings attached.
Are you ready? Because here we go.
Hello, this is Joel Draper with Real Talk Youth Indy. Today I'm talking with Ms. Danielle about education. I'm really looking forward to this conversation.
Let your imagination soar with Audible. With stories across every genre, from expert advice to fantasy, you'll be inspired to imagine new worlds, possibilities, and ways of thinking. Listening can even lead to a positive change in your mood, habits, and overall well-being. As an Audible member, you'll get to choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including bestsellers and new releases. Allow yourself to delve into the spooky this season by listening to classics like Stephen King's The Shining and Pet Sematary. There's more to imagine when you listen. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500. That's audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500.
Credit Karma makes building your credit straightforward and stress-free with help from our credit builder. Sign up today at creditkarma.com and start enhancing your financial health. Credit Karma, your partner in building a brighter financial future. Credit Builder plan is serviced by Credit Karma Credit Builder and requires a line of credit and savings account provided by Cross River Bank, member FDIC.
So I'm going to ask you a genuine question actually here. So can you name me a time like as a school counselor that you would never forget? And it was just so much.
Actually, last week, I don't know, if this podcast is nationwide or is it just local. I'm not quite sure. But in the state of Indiana, locally, we had a lot of school threats.
What?
Where there was some stuff online where people were threatening to produce some violence onto the school, whether it was shooting up the school or harming somebody in the school, whatever. And that, and just given the state of our country right now, the things that have happened in other parts of the country, that's not nothing that we take very lightly. And in terms of mental health, it's scary. It's scary. Not only is it physically, it's just scary, but it increases people's anxiety. People don't feel safe. We had an influx of parents calling in, rightfully so, that were worried about their children, and just the students in a high school. They didn't, feel safe, and it was a time of panic and pandemonium, it seemed like, because it was scary, and we didn't know if these are real threats or if they are, just playing around.
Right.
So that was, last week was a heavy week because of some things that had already happened in Atlanta, I think was our most recent school shooting. And
so pointless.
So pointless.
I feel like it is pointless, all of them, because I feel like they trying to prove something, but you're not proving nothing.
But you're not proving nothing. And then when it's real, innocent people get hurt.
Right.
And for what?
I'm trying to really figure out what is the point of that? What is they trying to do?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do or what they're not trying to do. But what is happening is that it is increasing people's decreasing people's ability to feel safe in a school setting. And school is where you're supposed to be safe. It's supposed to be a fun place, supposed to be an educational place, and it's a place for learning and growing. And it's just not, in this day and time, it's just not happening like that for whatever reasons.
Yeah, on that topic, over there in Georgia, I feel like they didn't take that seriously enough. They had that coming. I mean, it was everything that you needed to see right there in your face, and you ain't capitalized on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like, they don't take a lot of that stuff serious.
What would you think needs to happen in order for someone to take it serious?
With the school shooting?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. I feel like they should have some type of real life guards at the school. I don't understand how he was able to walk in there with a gun in the first place.
Yeah.
Where's the metal detectors? Where's the guards that got the guns? Taser, something, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That big of a school, and it's Atlanta, and it's Georgia. So a lot of people is carrying hard. So I'm trying to understand, where is the protection at the schools because the teachers can't protect all these students when somebody come in with a weapon. I mean, the students be beating up the teachers sometimes, for real. Like,
Yeah.
I heard one dude broke a teacher jaw. He threw a book at her. My bad, that ain't even funny. He threw a book at her. That's crazy. He broke her jaw.
So do you feel like you just said something that was key, that where's the protection?
Right.
Do you feel like it needs to be increased?
Oh, yeah.
Like what would you say needs to happen in terms of protection that would make you feel safe, or that you would feel? Do you got younger siblings or nieces or nephews?
I'm the youngest. I got a nephew coming Monday.
Okay.
But I'm the youngest.
Okay. Well, what would have made you feel more safe in the school setting?
Shoot, metal detectors. More attention to certain people that act funny or people that be getting bullied, because that's what a lot of the stuff sources from. They should definitely put their foot down on some of this bullying, because teachers be seeing that going on and they don't really care, because they like, oh, I gotta teach you and I gotta teach you. I got so many other kids to focus on. You know, a lot of teachers just let that play out. They tend to just let that play out until it's too late. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot more attention on this stuff is what's needed. That's all they need.
A lot more attention.
That's all they need. That's all you need is attention.
Mm-hmm. And so when you said something else that was just key, paying attention to weird behavior. Like, what would you consider like some weird behavior?
Like, weird behavior. Let me try to come on with one specific. I say somebody that's like getting talked about constantly. Like, somebody that's getting talked about constantly, and like they're like very quiet with it, and they're like, you feel like it might look like they holding it in or something. Mm-hmm. That's that type person that's just gonna burst. Okay. I feel like they should pay attention to a lot of those things. You know, somebody that's like holding in stuff, and it's like very to they self, even though they got a lot going on. I feel like that is something they should focus on a lot more. Try to focus on people that's like, they keep to themselves a lot more, because that's people that really be having problems.
Do you think the focus should be more so on the person getting bullied or the person that's doing the bullying? Both sides. I feel like they should give them the equal amount of attention. Because why are you doing this and why aren't you saying that? You know? What do you think keeps people from saying stuff? If they're being bullied, you know, what keeps them from speaking out against bullying?
You probably feel like they're not gonna do nothing, or it might make them look like a coward, you know, or it might make them, you know, just look lame, or they might get bullied more, because 2-day suspension ain't gonna stop them from coming back and doing it again, you know, and going to ISS for a couple hours ain't gonna stop them from doing it again.
What is ISS?
In-school suspension, right?
In-school suspension.
Yeah, that ain't. So again, touching on that topic with in-school suspension, what are some more alternatives you got? Touching on that interview we had.
Yeah. I'm glad that you asked that. So what I am a big proponent of right now is restorative justice. Have you heard of restorative justice? No. Okay. Mm-hmm. So restorative justice in school aims to build community, empower students, and help them learn from their mistakes. We have what's called restorative circles, where whole class activities that help students and teachers set expectations and standards for behaviors in a circle. Like, we get together in a circle in a classroom setting, and together we create what we want our school community to look like, what we want our classroom community to look like, and we set the expectations. And after we have the circle, we decide how to address conflict within the circle, within our community. So the peers get to decide, you know, what's going on, how we do this. So it's not just, you have an offense and now you're directly out of school. No, we come together as a community and we try to figure out how we can prevent this from happening again. And then we have logical consequences. When a student breaks something or makes a mess, they take the responsibility for fixing it. For example, if a student rips another student's work, They can help tape it back together, and they can apologize. There's restorative consequences that directly relate to the harm caused by a student. For example, if a student throws food in the lunchroom, they could clean up the lunchroom after school. So it's giving them some responsibility, and it's not putting them out of school, because putting them out, like you just said,
Keeps them away from their education.
It keeps them away from.
And it's
Ooh, that's a
counterintuitive.
good point. It keeps them away from their education, and it's just kicking them out for a minute. That's not giving them any responsibility to their action.
Because you can't just kick a student out, give them some homework, piece of paper, expect them to do it.
Right. And then there is student-led
And what was that called again?
It's called restorative practices, restorative justice in the school.
Okay.
So there's teacher and student-led dialogue, where teachers or students use restorative chats and dialogues to address minor incidents in classrooms, in the school grounds, in the hallway. And then there's community building, where the restorative practice shift away from traditional disciplinary practices and embrace a more collaborative community and co-created values. So if together we say we're not standing for bullying, then together we come up with the consequences for the bullies.
And where is this school at? What is this school?
I am a therapist at Purdue Polytech High School.
Purdue Polytech. I remember that name. I remember
Okay.
that name. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I might want to touch on my little experience while I was at school.
Please.
Here you go.
What school did you go to?
I went to multiple schools. What you want, your elementary or middle school?
Whichever.
I probably struggled a lot more in middle school, I think, actually. Or, nah. I probably struggled in elementary a lot.
Why did you go to so many schools?
I was in a lot of different foster homes, so they had like different locations. So I had to go to like different schools and stuff. I went to I don't remember this one school. When my mama, I say like first grade and second grade, I went to school 14. I think it was called Irvington or something.
Mm-hmm.
School 14. I went there. I actually didn't do that bad in first and second grade. I wasn't that bad for real. I was just very open and honest with my thoughts. So like I was blunt with it.
Okay.
Like,
What does that mean? Oh, first of all, thank you for sharing that you was in foster care. That's a big statement to share publicly. So I appreciate you doing that.
no problem, no problem.
So what does it mean that you was blunt with it? In first and second grade, you was blunt with it.
Yeah, like you would say something, I want to turn, I'd be like, bro, shut up, cuz if I beat on you. Like, not like that. I ain't say cuz or beat on you. I'd be like, bro, shut up. And I was standing like I'm about to fight or something. Like I was real aggressive. I wasn't gonna lie.
In first or second grade?
In first and second grade.
What do
both.
you think made you so aggressive?
I don't know. I really don't know. That's just how I was. I got a little bit. I think I got a little bit from my mom.
Okay.
My mom was a hothead. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
And so I was such a hothead in first grade. I think my teacher's name like Miss Stewie or something. And I was such a hothead. The kids, they ain't want me in the class. They was like, we don't want him in class. He's so mean. So they had switched my first grade class or something. They had switched me to a different first grade class or something. They had just kicked me out the class. I was like, dang.
And how did that make you feel?
It was like, it made me feel abandoned from my teacher. Because I actually really liked my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But
Did you know how to communicate that you liked the teacher?
no, not really. I was just like, I liked the teacher. And she even gave me a bad score on my spelling test just because I ain't capitalized a word, but I spelled it right. I mean, that don't really count for real. So I was like, wow, do that count? I spelled it right still. I don't think it was about the capitalization. My first grade, you trying to do me bad for some grammar. Sorry, I got kicked out that class. I don't remember what happened after that. But second grade...
Second grade, you're
I wasn't
only
that
7
bad.
years old.
I wasn't that bad. But I had me a little girlfriend
In second grade?
in second grade.
My goodness.
Her name was Kylie.
Okay. And you even remember her name. Okay, Kylie.
Yep.
Where
'Cause
you
she
at,
was so
Kylie?
pretty. She was so pretty. I had like the prettiest girl. Prettiest girl in second grade, for real. Right? So we was doing little stuff They weren't supposed to be doing this stuff like just kissing and stuff. Like,
In second grade?
in the back of the library, in the bathroom and stuff like that. So just breaking rules and stuff. So they caught us on the cameras and stuff. I got expelled. Yeah, but I got expelled. My mama ain't really care about it. Like, well, we're moving anyway, so yeah, we just gonna move schools anyway, so we're not tripping over that. Something like that. But right, let me tell you one thing that blew me about her. She was fast, right? So this new white boy came in class. She immediately took a liking to him, and she broke up with me and got with him. And as soon as he left, she got back with me. Like,
now, what if you did not have to go through that situation in second grade? What if you was just focused on your education in second grade?
I was doing good. I had passed second grade, I think. I was halfway through second grade. Second grade was so easy to me. Like the subtraction and the barn from the neighbor and stuff, that was too easy for me.
Okay.
Like I just got it like that. Mm-hmm. First, second grade, and third was easy to me. Fourth and fifth, that was a level up right there.
Yeah.
But let's talk about females and males on their relationships to schools and how they be getting in the way. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel like them as distractions on certain ways? Like,
I don't believe that they are distractions. I think that it's it's relationships. You just said the word relationship. So we have to learn how to relate to each other. And relating is getting to know each other, getting to know our own self and how we interact with each other and how we interact when we get together. You know, how does that, do I change up? How do I act? But just the word relationship is relating. So I don't think that it doesn't have to be a distraction. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow. But a lot of times we get overconsumed with the relationships and the relating process. There is age-appropriate relationship stuff. Like at 7 years old, you probably shouldn't be back in the behind the library kissing and touching. That was a little bit much. That wasn't age-appropriate relationship.
right.
Now, just expressing that you like someone, that's age-appropriate. But all that other stuff, that ain't really age-appropriate. So just making sure that the relationship is age-appropriate. And that you are relating in a healthy manner. And a lot of times people get exposed to unhealthy relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's our parents, whether it's the things we see on TV, the things we hear in music, and they begin to influence how we relate to each other. And so we get the concept that, you find somebody that you like them, but then the way that we relate to them begins to be the problem.
Right. I feel like even the older ones, like 16, 17, 18, about to get out of high school, that's where a lot of the drama come from. A lot of from the Instagram, fighting over boys and stuff like that, fighting over females and stuff. Be a lot of fights and a lot of jumping. I ain't gonna lie, these girl fights be brutal. I'll be seeing some of them on Instagram. I'll be like, dang, you about to rip her neck off, with her collarbone. It be crazy. Like, just people elbowed her, just dropped your whole kneepack on her neck.
And why do you think it gets so violent?
That's how they fight. I mean, they don't fight fair. This new generation, they'll pepper spray you and then drag you down to the ground and have their brother jump in on you.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's a lot.
A lot of it is influenced by friends and stuff like that. You trying to put on this image, you trying to look tough, trying to make sure you win this fight because you can't fight. So you trying whatever you can to win.
But why does it have to get to fight? Why does it have to get to physical
Because he want
aggression?
that boy, and the one girl say something, and the one girl, she really scared, but she don't want to look scary. But the one girl like, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat you up. You definitely wouldn't be saying this to my face. I can't wait to see you at school tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And a lot of it, definitely comes from Instagram, and social media and stuff like that.
So do you agree with the policy of no cell phones in school? Because they just ran this new policy this year.
No, I wouldn't say necessarily. I feel like, yeah. I'm a little iffy on. I'm a little on both sides. I feel like that's a little outrageous on my opinion. That's a little obnoxious, but I do understand though. But
what do you understand about it?
They need to. Well, I understand it because That's where most of the problems are coming from. The internet, social media, that's where most of the beef starts from. That's where it circulates from. So I understand taking that away, but outside, they still gonna have access to it. So they already done said what they needed to say before they came to school the next day. So it won't even matter if they got that phone or not.
But okay, so you just talked about the stuff that makes it to Instagram. So say that a fight pops off at school. What's the first thing people doing?
They recording.
They're recording.
They recording. You right.
And so if you don't got your phone in school, guess what that cut out?
All that.
The recording.
Right. Okay.
And the continue instigating and people playing it over and over and over again.
Ooh.
The views.
You just ate
Oh
with that
my
one.
goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's smart. I take
And
that
then
back. I agree.
So let's take it a step further. When it's a time to educate. When you're in an educational setting, it's time to learn. Okay, now we ain't in the hallway, we ain't at lunch. This is the time for education. How do you feel like the phones contribute to that?
That play a big part in that. Because a lot of kids choose, I'm not doing my work, I'm on my phone. I'm on the phone with my girl. I'm on the phone with my brother. So that is a very smart move right there. Because you ain't got no choice but to pay attention to what he's saying. Or go to sleep. But, yeah, I definitely understand that. Because now you ain't got no choice but to pay attention for real. Because that's one of the main entertainment for the youth, that phone.
Right. So are you going to school to be educated or entertained?
Right. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people go to school for entertainment, for the females, for the just the feeling of the vibe, not about the learning. A lot of it is not about the learning. I will say that.
How do you think we get back to the point? Because at some point, it's got to be about the learning.
Well, having the right people around them, to tell them that's been down the path that they're going down already. Like, it doesn't necessarily be a bad path. It's just like, I done been through school. I done graduated and stuff like that. Understanding the benefits you get from, using your education as a tool. I feel like a lot of people don't realize how important education is. I will say that. So they really don't know. I feel like they really don't know that it is as important as it was. Because I didn't think it was important as it was. I thought it was dumb. Once it got to the decimals, I'm like, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. I'm not going to use this. I don't care about the 6,000s place and the 7,000s place, other hundreds, other 1,000 hundreds. I really thought it was dumb, but it's because I wasn't paying attention. I was missing a lot of days. So I feel like it's like I'll say this because I really had a complicated situation.
Okay.
This is like before 2020, like 2018, 2019.
How do you feel that missing a lot of days played a role in your education?
It played a big role because I missed lessons. I missed lessons. I wasn't there to learn what everybody else was learning. Everybody was on pace, and I was not. So, but it's not like I didn't get punished for it at all. Like if I didn't want to go to school, my mama couldn't really do nothing. Well, my mama could. I did something about it. She could have made me go to school. But my mama, she had to go to work and stuff like that. She was like, make sure you go to school. You go to that bus stop. But my mama would be asleep and stuff like that, and she'd end up just letting it slide. So I would say it played a massive role because I wasn't there to learn what needed to be learned.
And how did that impact your self-esteem and your self-worth when you got in a group setting and it was time to do group learning activities?
It only hurt me once it got to math because I was good at everything else. Reading this, we writing it down. Because my reading teacher he would help me actually. He would help me a lot. Because, when you're going to read in the class, we reading a book or something, or we reading through something, and we got to get a like a paragraph or a summary about it. So it was really straightforward. But math was like, yeah, you got to pay attention, bro. You got to be here to understand what we're doing. Because I wasn't understanding nothing about what was going on. The other stuff, it wasn't no really other hard classes. What was some classes we do? We go to middle school. We got English. We got math. And what else we got? Because I ain't been to school in a minute. Science. That's
History.
History. That's English, ain't it?
Nope, it's two different things.
I had a history class in middle school. I ain't gonna lie.
Social studies.
Social studies. That was English. It was English for me. I think I had English, math. Only had 2 classes, I think. Only had 2 classes, and science wasn't really no learning experience. It was more like a fun experience, like show you how to make ice cream scientifically, yay, and stuff like that. And it was a lot of numbers, like CO2 or H2O and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was more like a fun experience. But math was where it got me. I was like, dang, I really don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like, yeah, dang, it's too late now. I'm too far back. So I just kept missing days, missing days. And even when quarantine came around, I wasn't even doing them. My mama tried to make sure I was doing it once it first started. Because they ended up letting me pass. I think it was a law Obama made or something. I don't know. Because I passed somehow. Somebody, I passed. Somehow, some way I passed.
Okay, so Obama wasn't in the office during COVID.
But he had been done running. He had been put his laws up.
Okay.
Yeah, because he made some rule like you going to pass anyway for the daughter or something. Right? Did he make some rules, some type of grade you going to pass anyway?
I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check into that.
Yeah, he has it like some grade you're going to pass anyway, regardless. Mm-hmm. So 2020 quarantine came around. Zoom classes, too much leeway if your parents is not on you. My mama tried to get on me like the first week. Make sure I was doing the class. She saw I was doing them. But soon I started doing them. I just got on Roblox or something. I started watching YouTube and stuff. I just stopped doing the classes. Mm-hmm. So like, the teachers ain't really put too much pressure on my mama to make sure I was doing classes. I feel like, but it was really on my mama as well to make sure I was doing the classes. So I feel like a lot of youth, it comes from the parents and what the parents are doing. If the parents don't care about what you're doing and they're not invested in what you're doing, the kid loses a little interest because they also want you to care about what you're doing. You know? They also want you to care about what they're doing. They also want you to care about what they're doing. They want somebody, because they need somebody to lead them, somebody to, take them, help them step by step on what exactly is going on. Because there's a lot of youth need is just attention. It's literally all.
So one thing that I continue to hear you say is a recurring theme is your mom. Do you feel like if your mom had more support, she could have been more supportive to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom, she was so busy. She would just be so tired. She was like, I'm tired. So I feel like a lot of times my mom would just give up. Like, if you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. And she was tired because she had to go to work and stuff. Because she'd be working hard. She'd be working all night, come back late at night. So it was more so, but I was old enough to be like, to know what I had to do and I wasn't doing it.
You was old enough, but you were still a child.
Yeah.
And so you still needed some guidance. And
Right.
it's okay. Even being an older child, you still need some support and you still need some guidance. You still need somebody to check in and make sure that you are staying on the right track and staying on the right track.
And that's why I feel like a lot of youth are still struggling with to this day. They're lost.
They lost.
Yeah, they lost. They just going to school, but
How they getting lost?
the parents, because they need somebody to guide them. They need the peers, when they just go outside and their parents don't know what they're doing. It's just like, oh, he probably think he's just playing outside. No, he's with the wrong people that been dropped out, that don't care about school, that say bad stuff about school and education, and like, you don't need this. Showing them all this money, but not showing him what comes with it.
Yeah.
With all this money, this dirty money right here, this quick, fast money right here. But look, little bro see all this money, but he don't see all that hate that come with it and all them looks, that you're going to have to do behind your back. You're going to have to look behind your back that come with it. Because a lot of people envy that, that quick money and all them stacks of money, them fast cars and stuff like that. A lot of danger and hate come with that, that type of lifestyle that you live.
At what age do you think that money becomes like a big thing for youth? Like they got to get to the money or they get fascinated with money?
Teens.
Like
as
what?
a teen. I say as soon as you hit them teens, 12, 13, really 15, 16. 15, 16. But I know a couple 13, 14-year-olds that's living that already. So there's really no age on it, at least above 11 and 12, at least above 12. that's when it becomes. But it really depends on who you're around, because a lot of kids, they getting exposed to this at a very young age, because that's just how their brother is. Their big brother do that, or their big cousin do that, or their daddy do that.
And when you say they're getting exposed to this, they're getting exposed to what?
Shoot, weed, guns. They see a day-to-day basis. They see all this money, dope, all that.
And so you think that is the means of getting money? That's what they're seeing as getting money? Or are they just fascinated with that lifestyle?
They're fascinated with what they see. They're curious. Kids are curious. So they see all this type of stuff. They don't really know what it is, but today's youth, they're a lot smarter. They're a lot smarter than...
Are they a lot street smart or book smart?
Street smart. They're a lot street smart. I'll say that.
And do you think that's a good thing?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Because you smart enough to go ahead, and be sneaky on what you gonna do. But you also not smart enough. You also too street smart to the point where, I say this, you got a lot of slang, basically. Like, you've been in there, you've been in that too long, You don't know how to talk for real. Like, you don't know how to talk right when you go into an interview. You feel me, cuz, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't know how to talk right for real.
So it's exposure to the lifestyle and the way, the talk and the dressing and, they don't even know how to dress for an interview. And
they see all that money. And they see all that money and then like, okay, he do this. But the peers also, they also help fascinate them with them, because they run their mouth. They run their mouth and tell the youth what they not supposed to be hearing. You know what I'm saying? It is bad. It is very bad influence that plays a big part in it, because a lot of older people do that because they just don't care, because maybe that was how they was raised, and maybe that's what they was exposed to at a young age. So they don't know no better, even though they're 30, 40, 28, pushing 30, living the same lifestyle they was living 10 years ago. So they don't know no better. So they gonna, of course, if they got a little folk to talk to, they gonna talk to them, and they gonna tell them about what they do. They gonna tell them about how much money they make and stuff like that. And as a child, they ain't got no choice but to be curious. I'm like, oh, what if I did that? What if I had all that money? Mm-hmm. All I gotta do is do this, but they don't know what they getting themselves into. So, but once they got themselves into it, it's too late. It's too late. Once they in too deep. Once they in too deep, you can't go back. But you have to do a lot to get too deep. So
tell me, what does too deep look like?
They know where you live. They know who you is. You done, say you done kill somebody. Let's say you done diss the dead, and when you diss a certain dead, somebody's not gonna ever let go of that. And they always gonna remember your face, because they remember what you said, because it keep playing back and back and back in their mind, because they cousin dead or they brother dead.
So what does diss the dead mean?
Talk down on people that passed away or got killed. Mm-hmm. Loved ones, that passed away and stuff like that due to gun violence. So I say a lot of that comes from ignorance and being a follower. A lot of that comes from that,
Because a lot of people talk about stuff they don't even know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And a lot of them just be talking. And a lot of them be talking, but they got straight A's in school.
So let's talk about those kids. The kids that is just the wannabes.
Oh, but yeah, bro, you a scholar. Why are you talking like you got a switch and a 50 on it? My bad. I might not understand.
Yeah, I definitely don't. So tell me what that is.
Why are you talking like you got a illegally fully automatic Glock? Mm-hmm. A 9mm, a fully automatic that should not be automatic with a button on the back of it.
So let's talk about that. So you just talked about some automatic guns and all of that stuff.
I mean, we live right by Chicago and we live right by Ohio, some very dangerous states that have all of those. And a lot of people come to Indiana to get away from what's in Ohio or get away from what's in Chicago, and they don't know no better on how to make money, because that's how they know how to make money. So of course, they gonna give them some of their assets that they feel like it's assets. Like, hey, we got what y'all got. We got buttons. We got fully micro Uzis. We got Mac 10s. We got automatics, military gunpower. I don't know why that is possible.
Why are we so fascinated with guns right now?
Because they feel like it's a need. A need for protection. They definitely feel like it's a need. A lot of people feel like it's need, but it's also a want. Because a lot of females like that. A lot of females like somebody with a gun, you know, with a lot of money that sell drugs and smoke weed. A lot of girls like that, unfortunately. Today, Gen Z is very, very rotten. I'll say corrupted, nasty.
So people is doing it because to attract people?
A lot of it's for attracting. Like, they'll buy a gun just to do that little Instagram post with their retwist and their haircut. Like, no shade.
No shade.
It's not me.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I was looking like,
I graduated. I'm a welder. Stop.
All right, good. But
I
you
will
got the
stuff.
fresh retwist and the haircut.
Oh, thank you,
I'm
thank you.
just saying, and it looks great.
But it's a big trend. A lot of people have dreads. A lot of people get dreads because they like somebody else's dreads, you know?
So back to the guns. Why are we so influenced? And how are kids younger and younger getting influenced?
Music, peers.
What about the video games?
No, we're not about to do this.
But do you think
Do you
that
see my shirt?
I see your shirt.
Video
but
games are calling.
Do you think that is playing a big impact on how younger and younger people are getting fascinated with guns?
Maybe a little kid that's playing GTA or something, but I don't think GTA is a very big influence on it. It can be other games like some horror games or something that's really gory or something. But a lot of it comes from what you see in real life, because to a kid, it's really just a game. That's what I feel like. And that's what I feel like adults don't seem to understand. They are living in the game. I don't feel like the game is going to ever transcend into real life, because at the end of the day, digital and reality is a massive difference. So they're on a controller doing all this. They're not doing this with their body. You know what I'm saying?
But what happens when your reality begins to mimic what's going on in fantasy? What about those neighborhoods on GTA when it's the when they're going through the neighborhoods and there's some of the neighborhoods that's kind, it's kind of similar to the neighborhoods we live in.
Right. I feel like it's not as realistic as real life is, because the difference between actually doing it and doing it on the game is
it's way scarier. Because, on the game, you can just get out and do whatever you want to do. You're basically unkillable on the game.
On the game.
You go outside and you're like, let's say you live in the hood, you go outside, you know who's going to beat you up and who you can't beat up. You know who you don't want to mess with. You know what I'm saying?
But what about when you've been on the game so long and you can't tell reality from fantasy anymore? And you begin to embody this ideology that you are larger than life and you can't be killed, and you know all the guns from what they're showing on the game, but you ain't never even held a real gun in real life.
I feel like that is a little kid mindset. That has to be a little kid. That has to be like an 8-year-old with something. He got a Nerf gun or something.
So, today we are celebrating, not celebrating, but we are remembering the life of a 10-year-old that was killed at Warren Central maybe about, maybe 9 years ago, that was killed in gun violence. What? 9 years, I think he was 9 or 10.
I don't know how you
and the kids are getting younger and younger. And so we can say that those are kids, and those are kids having those thoughts and kids having those experiences. But the ages is getting younger and younger. And so when you are a kid having those experiences and those thoughts and they don't get addressed, you become a teenager with those experiences and those thoughts and they don't get addressed. Then you become a young man or a young woman with those thoughts and experience that don't get addressed. And it becomes a vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm. When I hear that, I have no choice but to look at the peers and the potential mentors around them, because it's just disappointing. He was 8 or 10. How old was he?
10.
And he probably was into something that he ain't had no business being into. We never know.
How important is mentors?
I say they're very important, because whether it's official mentor or not, you're going to have a mentor in your life that's going to lead you down a path and give you advice that you thought you would never hear, that you had to hear, and would change your life. So I say mentors is extremely important, because All young men and women need a mentor.
Where do we get the mentors?
From people that understand what you're going through and you know what you need to hear, and basically telling you what's right from wrong. Because you know they done did what you done did. They done went through what you're going through.
So you would like mentors with lived experience, real life experience that you
can relate with.
Okay.
Yeah. And I say, yeah, I definitely had I had multiple mentors that I could relate with, you know, and speak my mind to.
Could you be a mentor?
I don't know. Yes, I could be, but I don't want to take that responsibility. I really don't. I might give you some advice, but if you don't listen to me, I don't care. I will let you do whatever you're about to do.
Okay, so stop right there, because then that becomes a problem. If you don't care and you're gonna let them do whatever they want to do, because that's how
some guilt.
You would feel some guilt.
If it got to that point, I could have stopped it. But you could bring the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink the water.
Right, you can't.
So I'm not finna stress myself out for somebody that won't hear what the way I lay it down, it makes so much sense the way I'm gonna lay it down. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna try my best to explain it to you as good as possible. I'm gonna try to make it sound as good as possible. Mm-hmm. So if they don't listen after that, that means you're not hearing common sense.
So I ask you this. So Miss Kia, when I met Miss Kia, she had no children and she was doing this community work. If she embodied the mindset that I ain't about to stress about it, if these kids don't want to do it, you know, whatever. How do you think that there would have been change made in people's lives if she embodied that attitude? It ain't my responsibility. It ain't my kids.
I probably would have been at JDC right now. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
A lot of people probably would have been into some stuff they shouldn't have been into.
And that's just Miss Kia. That's just one person.
But it's definitely, I say, it's some kids even Miss Kia couldn't help. Like, it's definitely a lot more going on inside that we don't know, you know, too much about.
And there's stuff going on inside. Speak on that a little bit. What is it that we don't know about?
We don't know. A lot of building up, letting it build up. A lot of pushing it down, based on just what they got going on. Like,
what is the it that you're talking about? You said building up and pushing it down.
Emotions.
Yeah,
that's
one of my favorite words.
A lot of pushing your feelings down and emotions down because, you know, I need some money. I'm broke. Not, you know.
And what does that? Okay. So I need some money and I'm broke. What kind of emotions and feeling does that evoke?
I feel like a lot of youth, they don't have no emotion on that. It's just like, I'm a machine. I need to go work. I need to go, you know, do what I need to do. And they're ignoring their mental health, you know, on how they feeling about their cousin or something, or like, you know, or like how they coping with this death, you know. They not really worried about how they're kind of like, they're kind of leading themselves down in the hole, I feel like, because it's just so much going on and it's too much for them to, you know, to comprehend.
Yes. Do you feel like they have the vocabulary to express what they need to talk about?
Not really. Because, but at the same time, yes, they do. They do. I would say they do. A lot of these young men know how to talk very well. They just don't want to talk.
And why don't they want to talk?
Because they feel like ain't nobody going to understand them.
Oh, so how do we make them, what do they need to feel understood?
They need somebody they can relate to, and they feel like a lot of people can relate to them. But when somebody really, you know, I tell them about what they've been through or what they had to deal with, and that's what my mentor, that's how he had got to me. He had told me what he went through, and, you know, the stuff that he dealt with, and that's how I got to, you know, I led to opening up to him and let him know what I was going through.
Do you feel like the youth feel judged?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people, because look how some, yeah, they definitely feel judged, but I don't know how to put this. Like schools, they don't do very well. So they don't do very well on how they judge, you know, the youth. I feel like it's like, just get away. just get away. We don't want him in the school. You know, we don't see him, because that's kind of how I felt back then. But I was just bad, for real, for real. I was just bad. Like,
Yeah.
like my teacher, she looked disgusted when she saw me come up the stairs about to get in the class. She was like, go to ISS. But I knew that I was supposed to go to ISS.
That was big. So the body language and the look on her face, did it make you feel welcomed and like you belong?
No, not at all. But my teacher loved it when I was off them ADHD pills, over there quiet in the mug, not eating nothing. Oh my God, you were doing so well today, Joelle. But I was doing my work. I'm not gonna lie.
So do you think, thank you for sharing that. So that leads me to another question. Do you feel like that your behavior depended on you taking your meds?
Like it kind of contradicted how I would behave. Like,
if you didn't take your meds that day, would that kind of determine if you was gonna have a bad day?
It made it worse. It made it worse. Like, okay. It made me fat. I ain't gonna cap, because I wouldn't eat. So when it was time to eat, I'm eating for real. Like, but it was really after I got off the ADHD pills, because I had lost so much weight off of it. I really didn't have no appetite. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe in ADHD. Well, it's not that. It's like, your kid is hyper. That's all. He's just a kid. I feel like that's really what ADHD is. And that's all I feel like it is.
So do you think if you had more opportunities to move around and you said hyper, and release some of that energy, do you think that would have been a better fit for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what a lot of doctors mess up. They do mess that up. Like just because your kid got ADHD, it don't mean he really got something mentally going on. He probably just hyper. Like, you could have put your kid into football. You could have put him into some type of sport. Gave him a lot of money. But nah, you put him on some pills, and now he done. And now when he got off of it, he getting fat, and he don't want to go to school. He acting up. He bad. You know, so a lot of the stuff is counterintuitive.
So it plays a part in their mental health.
Yeah,
and their self-esteem. And them even wanting to be in a social setting.
I mean, it just made me feel sad for no reason, depressed for no reason. That's why I told my mama to take me off of it, because I don't know, I was just sad for no reason. Off these pills, I was just sad for no reason. Mm-hmm. But I was even off of them when I was in this foster home, where I was acting the worst. Oh my God, I was acting the worst. I was so bad that every day I would do something that should have got me suspended, and they wouldn't even suspend me. They would just send me home.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think you was doing that?
I don't know. I really don't know I was doing that. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I was doing that. I was just mad. I think it was a lot of trauma that was built up from what I was going through, from foster home to foster home. Mm-hmm. Steadily, my mama, but also, I say that, also took a lot of characteristics from my mama as well. Like, I get mad like my mama. Like, when I get mad. I want to hit something. I want to hit somebody. I want to break something. I want to throw something or something.
So do you think parents teach children how to behave by how they behave?
No, a lot of them don't see that side, because we be on our best behavior on our mama.
But when you see that this is how your mother handled the situation, when you get in a situation that pisses you off or makes you angry, you said you learned that behavior from your mother? I
wouldn't say I learned it from her. That's just how it was, because that was my mama. So I just took some of them characteristics when I got out the womb. That's just how it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't control how I look.
It's a genetic predisposition to something.
I can't control how I look, because that's just some of the genetics I took from my mama. Mm-hmm. So it's the same with mental health. It's the same with the type of anger that you get. It's the same with the type of sadness that you get.
But do you understand that behavior is a choice?
Yes, I do understand that behavior is a choice. But as a young one, it almost takes control. Like, especially when you deal with them strong emotions, you can't control that. How mad you just got, because you really, 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 really want to play recess. You really, really, really want to do that. So if you can't play recess, you get sad. Then you get mad. Mm-hmm. So then you like, dang, they ain't doing nothing. They wouldn't give me no attention for real. Like, when I couldn't play recess, I tried to play the sad role. Didn't nobody care. So I started walking around banging my head on stuff for like knocking down the posters, all type of stuff. Just looking for attention. But I didn't get that attention. So it just made me madder and madder and madder and madder until they put me into the little padding room. Just a little padding room. So that ain't do nothing but make me madder and madder and madder.
Right.
So it was like, I think they thought something was wrong with me. I think they thought I was special or something. Or the fact that I was just mad. They didn't just think that.
So what it sounds like to me is there was an issue with emotional regulation. You didn't know how to regulate your emotions, and so you said it. You said it several times. You wanted the attention. You wanted somebody to teach you how to regulate your emotions or give you that time and energy. Put some time and energy into you. That's what attention is, time and energy. And when you didn't get it, you proceeded to go to the next measure. First, it was acting sad, and then it was mad. Then I'm going to walk around here and destroy property, and I'm going to get violent. And so if that starts happening at 6 and 7 years old, even younger, actually, and then it's not addressed, and it progresses, and then you're 16, 17 years old, and this is still how you are regulating your emotions in society.
I definitely seen a lot of people my age, that's how they regulate their emotions. Like, I done seen bro was so big, like he tall. So he get mad, who gonna stop him? Who's gonna stop him besides the former Marine and the former Navy SEAL? You know, so I'm like, bro was rather to go to JDC than wash some dishes that was gonna take 15 minutes out of his day. But he ended up washing them dishes. Because I told him, I said, bro, you don't have a job. You don't have to wash them dishes. I bet you would wash them dishes if you was getting paid. I said, any other day, I promise you I would wash some dishes rather than send some SEAL with a bunch of other dudes. And he was like, dang, we wash these dishes.
Yeah. So sometimes we get so angry and we get so mad that we can't see what our options really are. All we see is right here, right now, I'm just going to tear something up. I'm just going to act a fool.
Because I got to do this. I don't want to do this. Oh, I'm going to beat you up. So, yeah, that's how it was.
And so sometimes if we get the space and the time to talk to somebody that's going to tell us, to help us to identify what our options are in the situation. Because sometimes it gets so cloudy that we can't see it. But if we have somebody that can help us identify what your options are in this situation, or, get to a quiet space where you can get quiet enough where you can hear yourself breathe and you can think it out a little bit more instead of acting so impulsively.
So I say, overall with this topic, I say the main thing the youth need is attention. And our peers and the adults to understand that this is massive urgency. Massive urgency right here. And it's time to put their foot down and watch their kids and watch what they doing. Stop letting them go outside so much with whoever you with. Make sure your kids is not around the wrong crowd, because once they with that crowd, they're not trying to lead their crowd. That's their friends. They feel like they ain't got no other friends, and they feel like they can't make no new friends. So when they around that group, they like what they already used to. They not trying to get anything other than that. Now they think, going to school and, getting straight A's is lame now, and being on honor roll is lame now. A lot of them call them teacher pets. The one that's smart. I feel like, but that's really the snitches. I ain't gonna cap. That's really the snitches.
So how do we make being a teacher's pet cool, or being getting good grades, or they're staying on the right track? How does that become trendy?
I wouldn't say no teacher's pet is ever cool in my opinion.
Well, I certainly think so.
I don't think so.
All right.
Because
well, we could
ever being a pet is insane.
Okay.
But I feel like that's a teacher assistant or something.
Okay.
But I feel like going to school is going to become trendy when I'm gonna say this. I say like I'm finna get it, Miss Savannah. How's that gonna become trendy?
Do you think it can become trendy?
Yeah, it becomes trendy once your peers tell you that, and like the people around you that you're around on a day-to-day basis, and really trying to make you really get you to understand that this is what's right and that's what you need to do, and this is actual qualification. And I feel like a lot of kids don't have that. A lot of youth don't have that. They don't have somebody around them to tell them like, this is actually important. This is actually what you need to do. Mama just be like, go to school. Wake up. Yeah, go to school. I'm gonna whip you. Oh, you ain't go to school today? Yeah, okay. Not really explaining you why this is so important. You know, you're like, you're gonna be dumb forever, boy. You're gonna be dumb forever, just like your daddy. But yeah.
So just so you have said a couple things that I think is great key points. Earlier, you said the parents maybe need more support.
Because all of them are single moms. A lot of them are single moms, so they be having a lot going on. They be tired.
Yeah.
So a lot of them need a strong kid, but a lot of them are not strong enough to deal with what they're dealing with because they got so much of what they got going on. But their mama also got so much of what she's going on, and the mama from time to time, don't always know how to raise a man. They need a man to do that.
Oh, now you really hitting on something. That's a jewel right there. What do you think mothers could do
to raise a man? I don't think it's too much they could do, but unless they had a father in their life. My mama did not have a father in her life, for real. But some women do know how to raise a man.
Did you have a father in your life?
Nah.
Okay.
Still to this day.
Do you think that if you did, do you think it would have changed the outcome of your life?
Oh, yeah, of course. My dad been in jail since I was a baby. He been in jail since 2008. Still in there. I think he getting out this year, next year. I don't know. But, so 16 years. So y'all definitely needed some tough love when I was a young one. Definitely say that. But my mom was tough. But my mama, I feel like she ain't do it right. She ain't do it right. My mama did the toughness with the violence. That's what my mama did. She'd just get violent. Like, and my mama was scary. For sure, my mama was scary. Like, if I did something, she whooping everybody. It don't matter. Y'all together. Y'all package deal. Like, my brother being there asleep. Because we up doing bad stuff like watching TV or something we not supposed to. She'd go in there, whoop him, wake him up while he was asleep. He's like, what'd I do?
Okay. So, so you said that she was tough. So we need to have tough mothers, but we also need to have nurturing mothers as well.
My mom was a little less on the nurturing side. Like, my mom was bipolar. So my mom she would be very nurturing. But if you get on that bad side, you're on that bad side. Like, my mama, I remember I got suspended. We had a very good day. I think we went out to eat, everything. Or we was about to go out to eat. I was like, oh, I forgot to whip your ass. Right before we were about to leave. I'm like, dang it, I thought she forgot. She's like, nope, she whipped me. We left. Still went out to eat.
Okay. What do you think? Do you think getting whoopings was a good method for you? Because sometimes there's different disciplinary methods.
Well, it was a good method, but when you go to foster homes, they can't whoop you for real. So it really was counterintuitive because once you used to getting whippings when you do something bad, and you're not getting whippings no more, you like, I can do what I want to do because at least they ain't hitting on me. You know what I'm saying? At least they ain't, when I hit them, my mama ain't hit on me, she'd get a belt. At least they ain't whooping me. So when you grew up from such tough love from your mama, you know, hangers, switches, extension cords, stuff like that, not being able to do certain stuff, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, cool. Aside from getting a whooping, which really hurted, and you wasn't looking forward to, it really like, shoot, it's really like, that ain't nothing. You know, that ain't nothing compared to what my mama did. So once you get put in like different homes and like different parents, they really ain't got nowhere to put their foot down instead of like taking away materialistic things. But I did feel that I did feel that when they took away that game and they took away that remote control car, they took away them shoes that they was about to give me. They was about to give me them Space Jams. Oh my God, when they first came out, I was so hurt. I was so hurt. Got my sister them, but I didn't get them. I was hurt.
So you think that different disciplinary methods need to be looked at?
But it all depends on from how you're raised. Because when you raised a certain way and you get put into this different type of home, whatever they got going on, it's not gonna work for real. Because you was raised a certain way, and so it's hard to kids. They don't really smoothly adjust to the environments.
Okay.
When they put into a different environment, like if you didn't go to school for real, and you was in the streets most of the time, or you was around your peers that was in the streets most of the time, of course you're not gonna excel in school if you're around this environment with people that didn't excel in school, and they make it seem like it's bad to go to school.
So do you think we need to be more mindful of that?
Yes, we need to be more mindful of our youth. We need to educate our youth more at a younger age.
Educate them on what?
On life skills.
Life skills, that's
Yes,
big.
on life skills.
So not just the regular math and English and reading and writing. You talking about everyday life skills, the things
Everyday.
that it takes to make it in the
Life
world.
skills. Yes.
And what do you think some of those things are?
Sorry. Budgeting. Eating healthy.
How to eat healthy, how to budget, yeah.
Budgeting, eating healthy. Learn how to be clean. A lot of these kids are dirty. I will say that, dirty, musty. Like, I will never go outside the house smelling like my whole entire underarm on my whole entire body. That is insane. Like,
So learning how to bathe, hygiene, proper hygiene.
proper hygiene. Learn how to clean around the house. Wash dishes. Like, that shouldn't be no problem. Especially when you got the little thing that got the soap in it already and the little thing. You shouldn't even be complaining.
So do
at
you
all.
think that we need to be teaching life skills
Life skills.
top of?
On top of education? Yeah, on top of education and on top of well-being.
Well-being. Tell me about well-being.
Expressing your feelings more. We definitely should educate them that it's actually okay to express your feelings and actually okay to talk about how you feeling. And I feel like my mama did not, that was not okay. Quit crying like a bee. Quit doing that. Quit crying. You weak. You sorry. Shut up. Quit crying if I use something to cry about. You know? Like, so crying was a no-go. Like, I've never cried for the longest time. Like, unless it was a whooping. Like, I ain't never cried just because I had too much going on until recently, until like a couple years ago.
Do you think parents need to learn how to talk to their kids better?
Oh, yeah. Because mamas just be tired, though. That's what a lot of us don't understand. Mamas be tired because it's a high percentage of single moms. A very high, especially in the Black community. It's very high percentage of single moms. And they be so tired because they got to do what the dad is doing, what the dad got to do on top of what she got to do. So, and she got to go to work. And she got to clean up because her kids don't like cleaning up or whatever. So they just be tired.
Yeah.
So when they talk this certain way, that's because they tired of you and what they got going on in life. They got this bill coming up. Like, my mama, brother, dad had put her on child support somehow, even though my brother was with us. Took like a bunch of money, like thousands of dollars. She was gonna buy a car with it. They took all of it. Like, he did her dirty.
So do you think that children are exposed to parental problems or adult problems?
Yes.
And that affects them?
High percentage. Most of the time, 99% of the time, that's what it is. 99% of the time.
Do you feel like kids get the opportunity to just be kids?
Men, not so much. But we all have our time to just be kids. Yeah, of course. We all have our time to just be kids. But once you get to that teen, that's what stuff step up. You start being around certain people. You start seeing certain people because you got a little bit older. So you go and explore. You get curious as you get older.
So you have talked about well-being and mental health a lot. And this month is Suicide Awareness and Prevention Month. Have you known anybody in your age group or any youth that experience with suicidal thoughts or ideations?
Around somebody I know?
Somebody you know or somebody you know?
Me and my sister actually had a couple problems with that. Like, I was sent to a crazy hospital like twice, but
Let's change the
wonder.
language because it's not a crazy hospital.
well, that's
But
what
I
feel
understand.
Like well, I was sent to Community North. I think Community North.
Okay, a behavioral health hospital.
Yeah, where they give you shots, which was very dumb. They should not
Okay.
be giving you shots at all. Never. Based on your behavior, they should not be able to hit me with any type of shot. Should not be able to inject me with anything. The shot really hurt it.
Okay.
It really hurt it. And they hit me with that just because I played dead. Look, I was dumb. Okay? I was dumb. I collapsed on the ground or something, like I was dead or something. So they said, yeah, you were acting like you were dead, so everybody hit you with this shot. I'm like,
Okay.
is that reasonable?
Okay. So you said that you and your sister had an issue with that, with suicidal
Well-
thoughts or
Well,
Or
yeah,
attempts?
my sister more on that side, like, but it was more with relationship wise, like, or no, she just had a lot of trauma from the foster home she was in because they had did a lot of stuff to her.
okay.
But I'm not gonna touch on that.
Okay.
To that,
Well, I
'cause that's her
appreciate you.
business.
Okay. Yeah. You can't
Yeah.
tell anybody else's story.
Yeah,
This-
she was getting mad at me because I'm like, you're not finna do what you want to do in there, in the bathroom. Like, what? I'm stopping this. No, I'm not going.
Okay.
So she had dealt with that. It was just like, but she had dealt with a lot. She had blamed it a lot on my mama. She had blamed it a lot on my mama. She had blamed a lot of her problems and what she went through on my mama because she was like, she sent me up for adoption, or like she like, let me get adopted or something. She's blamed a lot of stuff on my mama. I'm like, you the one that wanted to get adopted, you know. So we was clashing, and she would try to run away. She was just very emotional, just yelling and not understanding. So a lot of us let a lot of that stuff build up to the point where you don't know no way to express it, and you just end up doing it.
And so it becomes like the only way out, the only result.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you some facts. In Indianapolis, suicide rates among Black youth are rising at an alarming rate. From 2018 to 2021, suicide rates for Black adolescents and young adults ages 10 to 24 increased by 36.6%.
Oh my God.
More recent data has shown that suicide rates among Black youth surpasses that of their white peers for the first time in 2022. So it used to be a stigma that Black people didn't do that. Black kids don't kill themselves. They don't unalive themselves. They don't
Like it was
use
a
suicide.
stuff or something.
And now what they're saying is that the Black youth rate has surpassed their white peers for the first time in 2022. Nationally, the rate of Black youth suicide increased by 144% between 2007 and 2020.
War.
While rates highlight the growing crisis for Black adolescents, particularly those facing systematic inequalities such as racism, poverty, limited access to mental health care, and trauma, and you've said it a lot during this conversation, trauma plays a significant role in these rising rates as Black youth often face compound challenges, including racial discrimination and community violence. These experiences alone contribute to long-term mental health struggles, increasing their vulnerability to suicidal behavior. And despite the high risk, Black youth are less likely to receive adequate mental health care, partially due to cultural stigma, mistrust, and a broken health care system. Addressing the crisis requires a multifaceted approach, including improving cultural awareness among healthcare and healthcare providers, expanding mental health services for Black youth, and especially in the school and community settings. How do you feel about that?
I think I hit on those.
You did.
I broke it down. Boop, 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 boop.
You
A
definitely
lot of
did.
boop, pow. You feel me?
You packaged it up quite nicely.
I ain't gonna lie. Time was flying, and we are at the hour mark. Time is flying. We got a good podcast right here.
We do. We got good chemistry.
We do got good chemistry.
We do. I like it. I appreciate you.
You feel like we did our thing today?
We did our thing. We do our thing every time we come together. That's what we do.
I wonder when we gonna come together again.
I don't know. Maybe we should talk to Miss Kia. We need to make it happen.
This is probably the best podcast ever. Y'all gonna hear on this site, whatever site I'm on, unless this just audio or something. I'm just looking at the camera, looking dumb. It's just audio. You don't know. You don't know or not.
I think he said it's just audio.
Well, this is audio. This is Joel.
Joel has done his thing.
This is Joel. And today we was with Miss Danielle. She's a school therapist. And
What school?
Purdue Polytech. Quit playing with me.
Quit
Purdue
playing.
Polytech.
Shout it out. Yes.
Purdue Polytech, and she's one of the best school therapists I've ever talked to. Like, this is therapy for me right here. Yeah. I love her.
And I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming today to this podcast. My name is Will. Her name is Danielle. We love you guys too.
We love you guys.
Voices.
This is Real Talk. No strings attached. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast. And be sure to check out other great podcasts on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Online now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.